West Ham United 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. This is the unofficial review right here on West Ham Unofficials. We pick up a much needed 3 points. Lawrence, I'll come to you first, just with your starting thoughts. What did you make of that, mate?
Very happy with it. When I first looked at the lineup, you couldn't ask for more. You wanted to see Skamak up there, starting off there, and see what he could produce. I thought the first half, typical West Ham, that time of possession, we were really kind of not being precise on the passes, but getting that Skamak goal outside the box. That's why we brought that guy in. So I was really happy with that.
Yeah. It wasn't brilliant at times, but we saw glimpses there, I thought, Graham, of a good performance. What did you make of it?
It was a pretty disciplined performance, wasn't it? And the two passengers this season, Souček and Bowen, finally stepped up, didn't they? Souček had a pretty good game, didn't he, to be fair? Yeah. I was really surprised he even started, but he owed us a game and gave it us, I think. So it wasn't brilliant, was it? But it was a disciplined performance, and it was much needed. When hopefully we get a bit of confidence now and crack on.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway. Yeah, Kieran, we talked before the game and we wanted to see both the performance and the result. We got the result. The performance was half there, I'd say.
Yeah, mate, it was a lot better than what we've been used to lately, isn't it? So, and there was glimpses of brilliance there. There's some of the first time touches from Skamaka and Paqueta, the little link up play, it was there. Bowen came to life. I mean, Souček defensively was absolutely fantastic. He had an absolute, and this is a guy I weren't sure he should even start, and he did. Defensively, he had a great game, but there were glimpses of really good link-up play. I was surprised that Fornells came on for Cornet, but he had a good game too. So yeah, there was a lot to like tonight that we haven't been seeing lately.
Yeah, and let's talk about the goals. Lawrence Skamaka took a slight deflection, but I don't think the keeper was getting to that anyway. What a way to open your Premier League account.
Oh, exactly. I don't think that it was a slight deflection, but I don't think he would have got to that ball. That was just a precise shot, and then the Bowen goal. He played. I thought he had a much better match than he's probably had all year. I think on his aggressiveness and moving the ball, the energy that he had. Just to say what Karen was saying, I saw they created some of these plays by those quick touch and goes that we haven't seen. Passing overall, I thought was weak, but those glimpses that Karen was saying with those touch and goes, that created a lot of opportunities for us. So time of possession is not what I saw. I liked, but I saw those opportunities that we could get better with it.
Yeah, 100%. Let's head into the chat. Moyes off the hook for a bit longer. Yeah, you'd think so. That's a massive result. And to be fair, I'm sure he wouldn't have liked it much better than that. A disciplined good, not too much drama, no injuries. We got the 3 points, and that was the main thing. Jeremy says much better performance today, clean sheet, very good. Deck gets too many bookings. Yeah, you could tell we went to Paul Traore at one point and he realised, oh Christ, if I pull him I'm sent off, and that worried me slightly. Two fabulous goals. Souček was excellent after all the lousy press of late. You can't really fault Souček, Graham. He broke up play. He was getting a foot in, all things that he hasn't been doing as of late.
Yeah, and he actually he's found other players, which was like a new thing, wasn't it, for this season and last season? So he had a really good game. The pressure was on. I think he might possibly be in the last chance saloon. I'd like to think he was in the last chance saloon anyway, but he certainly turned up today. Well done him.
Yeah, we certainly criticised him on the build-up show, Kieran, but he did turn up. And to be honest, Soufal wasn't even on the pitch, and he was finding passes every now and then.
Every now and again, yeah, he done his usual. He lost the ball a few times. That was frustrating. He gave it away, but you can't knock him for. Not say defensively, he was everywhere. He was fantastic. And he even done a bit of a messy there on the byline there, then he skinned the defender. He was getting really confident. And maybe that's what it is. It's lack of confidence with old Souček. So, But no, I was delighted with his performance and Bowen. And I said before the game, Jake, I thought playing Kerr at right back might release Bowen a bit more. I think they linked up really well too at times. And that finish from Bowen was excellent, just excellent, clinical.
Yeah, and overall, when you look at Bowen, he looked different. He looked like he had a little bit more sharpness to him, and he got it, and he wasn't in two minds at times in front of goal. He got it, and he knew what he had to do. He looked like a man on a mission, Lawrence.
Oh, he sure did. I felt like I said earlier, I think that was his best match of the year for us there. He had it, and the care in the back. I agree with Kieran again. That was just really good. Nice passing. And I want to give a shout out to our defense and Dawson and all them who really shut down the Wolves. And the Wolves aren't a great team, but they got a lot of explosive players that can really can get you if you don't pay attention. So I was very proud of the team.
Yeah. Dawson is one player I want to talk about, because you don't realise until you take him out, Graham, is the blocks there. We won't get as many blocks in without him there with Kera and Zuma there. But you saw when he came in, he was blocking things. He did shut down Traore quite a few times, even though he hadn't got any pace, but he still shut him down. And it was the Dawson that we've known recently in the last couple of years, and I thought Dawson was excellent.
Yeah, he was really good, and he don't care about his health, does he? He just he'll get anything in the way, won't he? And it's a good combination, him and Zuma, isn't it? And it's nice if you've got some like fullbacks that can play as well. Then there's always that option for you just lay it out and they can then take the ball forward, can't they? Rather than have to keep pumping it down the pitch all the time,
Yeah, exactly. WHU58 says Dawson's epic tackle on a was immense. It was, yeah. I mean that's one way to describe him. You could see he whacked on the baby oil, couldn't you? You could see that quite clearly when he came on. But yeah, Dawson handled him very, very well. Luke, I hope you well. They stuck their Spurs. I mean, to be fair, they weren't great. They should have at least scored 2 in that second half. I thought that cost a chance. How we didn't get that on target, I'll never know. When he just leaped above, and that's one of the easiest chances he'll get for Wolves this year. They had a few chances, Kieran, where they could have easily put a couple in the back of the net, and we were on the back foot in a slow and laboured second half, I thought.
Yeah, we were on the back foot. We were quite happy to give them possession and suck it up and see if they could get us, but you could see Dawson into Traore, kept him quiet, and so they moved him over to attack Cresswell, and then he was getting some joy. And normally Costa buries that header. He should have scored that. He knows that. And like I say, they did have 2 or 3 chances, which was worrying. I was a bit nervous, but we broke well. We did break with a bit of pace this time. And you could see it. And I thought when Antonio came on, his hold-up play was brilliant.
Yeah.
His final ball weren't perfect, but he'd hold it, give it, run. Yeah, I think he worked really well. He looked really fresh too, Antonio. Yeah. So yeah, it was worrying the few chances we did give him.
Yeah, and Lawrence, I thought the overriding factor of it was when we got the ball. At times, I thought we looked dangerous, which we haven't done in the last few weeks. We were quickly passing it around. One touch, we were going through Paqueta out wide. I didn't think Cornet had the best of games, but we were getting it out, and we were getting it out there and fast and looking to play slightly attractive football that we'd thought we'd get with these players, these almost luxury players, and I think we saw a glimpse of that today.
I totally do. I think most of the fans wanted to see a lineup shuffle. We wanted to see Scamacca. We wanted to see Cornet. We want to see Paqueta out there on the pitch. Besides Cresswell being out there, where some of us would like to see a replacement there, it was a new squad that we wanted to see. And I saw a lot of struggling with passing, long passing, but those glimpses where there was those touch and goes and knowing where people at, that's what offensive opportunities will allow. Because when they're in the box, those touch and goes you probably saw several times, which was that glimmer of hope. So what I would like to see is more of this type of lineup up there, because I really believe with the athletes that we have out there, their passing and their working together will improve. The more they're out on the pitch and they play together, I think it will come. And this is what we were hoping. So, yeah, it was the Wolves, but I took some positivity out of there, but the passing was a struggle at times.
Yeah. Graham, just before I let you go, massive, almost confidence boost now for the two players that got on the score sheet. Skamaka with a great goal, Bowen with a good turn and finish, looked better. They both look better today. How much of a confidence boost do you think it is for those players and the whole team overall?
Yeah, I'm hoping we can crack on now. I mean, those first, until Skamaka scored, we looked pretty average, didn't we? We were back to our slow, sort of cumbersome, usual slow start. Sort of getting up to the halfway line and losing the ball, coming back. So we got that break, and then we looked like a different side, didn't we? When I went to the that Star Bucharest game where we were 1-0 down, weren't we? And we got the penalty, and then suddenly we were a different side, weren't we? We were all over them, and we just need that little bit of confidence. We need the intensity back in the side, and we just need a spark, don't we? We had it in the cup, I think. We need it in the league as well to show we can do it in the league, and we've done that now, I think. So, and I think everybody wanted to see like Skamaka start and then sort of wear down the defence, and then Antonio come on and sort of run them ragged, and that kind of worked today, didn't it? So yeah. I think there's got to be a lot of confidence throughout the team now, and I think it will. Well, I hope we can really crack on. We've got some easy-ish games now. I also think that we had a really difficult home start this year. We could have done with some easier games at home to get us going. All our easier games are away from home, weren't they? We had some really tough home games. I think if we'd had got one of those wins early on, we might have got our season going. So hopefully we got Fulham, and we and Bournemouth also coming up. I think we can start cracking on, certainly at home now anyway.
Yeah, perfect. Graham, thank you very much.
Okay, see you later.
See you later. Cheers. Right then, let's bring Luke in. Luke, how are you?
Yeah, a lot better than 2.5 hours ago.
Yeah. Just before I come to you, let's just take some of these comments. Usual Suspect says, it was an awful it was awful football, but it was all about the 3 points, I suppose. Decent improvement at times, looked like it was clicking, but Paqueta's still hot and cold. We'll talk about Paqueta in just a second. A win's a win, lad. 100%, Steve. 3 points on the board. Troy says Dawson did great apart from the one header where he lost Costa. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Costa's rusty, luckily for us. Yeah, I tell you what, a few weeks down the line, he buries that header every day of the week. Yeah. Good result, but beating a side that can't score is not proof of much. Yeah, I think that's fair. Jeremy says if Traore had a better last ball, I'd want him on our side. I tell you what, he's a threat. If he gets that final ball and that final output, he is a massive threat. Manny says, what a game Kara had today. He looked so composed with the ball. Kara was standout today, a bargain of the season. Usual Suspect says you have got to be over 18 to look at a face like Costa's. I tell you what, he looked like an old man today, not gonna lie.
He's 34 on Friday, isn't he?
Is he? Crikey.
Yeah.
Crikey. EP says good result, clean sheet, scored a few goals, a lovely weekend. Just a shame Benny didn't get on, but Skamaka looks great considering it's his first start in the Premier League for us. Yeah, bang on. I agree. Benny never got his minutes today, which is a little bit frustrating, but I think all we really worry about right now is the performance and the result, and that's what we've got. Luke, what do you make of it, mate?
Yeah, I thought for the first, agree with what Graham said before he left. I thought for the first, when did we score? 25th minute, was it something like that?
29th, 2030, something like that, yeah.
So I thought the first 20 minutes, it was two very cagey sides. Yeah. And I thought they actually looked a bit better than us, certainly on the ball. And then it's amazing what a goal does. I thought after we scored, I just thought we were the better side after we scored by a country mile.
Yeah.
I know they had some chances. I mean, I'm a big fan of Costa's, actually. I think you'd have loved him if he'd played for West Ham, though, wouldn't you? He'd have been in every face all of the time when he was really horrible little player, but you'd like him to be ours. And I think just after we scored, we looked like a completely different team, and we need to take that into, is it Fulham at home next out?
Yeah.
So we need to take that attitude, apart from Europe, obviously. So we need to take that into that. I would say I I would probably, against Fulham, I know everyone says Benny, but I'd play Antonio in that Cornet position. I thought Cornet actually looked a bit poor before he got taken off. He was got injured. But yeah, apart from that, I think excellent. I think it helps when the best thing that you can do is play Germany's right back at right back, and it's Italy's number 9 in the number 9 position.
Who knew? Does not take a miracle worker, does it? Lawrence, a couple of players I didn't think were particularly fantastic to say. Lawrence, I'll start with Cornet with you. It's not clicking. I don't know why or how, but it's just not clicking with Cornet, and I thought he was a little bit unfortunate today, but not good enough.
No, Cornet just he was turning it over every time. He faked the injury at one point. He just didn't look all together at all there. I know, and it's kind of like almost Paqueta during the thing had the same type of thing, where I think Moyes pulled him off when he faked that he got fouled. And they almost broke away and scored a goal, but not to change it. But yeah, Cornet just didn't seem to be. He was part of the time when we couldn't even pass it, or we couldn't get past a defender. So he just didn't look sharp.
Yeah, in terms of Paqueta, Kieran, a few good passes, but just the going down too easy. I thought on too many occasions. He didn't drown himself in glory today.
No, there were glimpses, wasn't there, of some real class first-time touches and passing, and what a difference it makes when someone plays the ball first time instead of taking 6 touches. But he lost the ball a few times. Yeah, he's doing the old Brazilian thing, isn't he? And hitting the deck and hoping for a free kick. I'd rather he cut that out of his game and just try and hold the ball. But you can see he's still bedding in, I think, with Paqueta. I think it's going to take a little time to see the best of him. But you can see them little bits, though. There was one first-time pass where he put Bowen through, where he hit the keeper, and then Scamacca nearly turned it in. But that first-time ball was perfect. It was just right in front of him. So you can see he's got it, but not there yet. But he's getting better. Yeah,
just needs to kind of get that, trying to win a foul out of it, because he's just not going to get that in the Premier League, and he needs to, the sooner he works that out, and the sooner the better, I think. Steve says here, Rice was out of sorts today, but hey, we all have off days. Yeah, I thought a couple of touches, and he wasn't put in the best positions at times, but I didn't think he was great today, Luke.
Well, I think Paqueta, I think this is probably the best game we've seen Souček play in a while. And it probably helps him. And I'm up. Fornals and Lanzini give the ball away too much, whereas Paqueta, he doesn't give the ball away too much. Yes, I agree with you about the falling over too much. That was very annoying. But I think because he keeps the ball, Souček can expect the ball to his feet rather than not, because I think Lanzini and Fornals are very wasteful with the ball, and you can see this guy, he is not going to give the ball away too often.
And as well, if he does give it away, you can see he's just got that bite to just get back and try and try and get it back. So Lawrence is just making sure he's boss there.
Sorry. The wife was trying to interrupt. Sorry.
Lawrence, overall, I think kind of the summary you've got to take from it today is it wasn't the prettiest performance, but we saw glimpses. We got the 3 points, and I think we would have all taken that 2.5 hours ago.
Yeah, and that's why I'm in a good mood about it. I mean, we still have some ways to go, but I think this was a good step forward. And I think we've had a lot of changes, a lot of new players that we want to see, and for them to gel, it's going to take a little bit of time. We're running out of time now. We need to catch up, and this was a good start for it. So I'd really like to see that lineup again. I know Paqueta had his issues. I know Cornet had it, but we don't give up on them. You keep it because we know they got the talents, and then move it forward. So I'm happy with it, and let's just move on, and I'm happy.
Yeah, and the key thing is, Kieran, that Moyes made changes today. He mixed things up, and yes, it was better than what it's been in the last few weeks. So hopefully now he's going to keep like that and not go back and realise that actually this is working more than what was working before, because that just wasn't working.
No, and the one change I wanted to see, and I wanted to see it last week, and it didn't happen, was Kero at right back. I wanted to see them, and I think that made a massive difference on that right side for us. It really did. And he has to continue with that. And I think Cornet may be a bit unlucky. He didn't start off very well, but the whole team were at that stage hadn't really kicked in when he got injured and got taken off. You know, he might have grown into the game as the team grew into the game. So he's a bit unlucky there. But I was surprised he didn't. To me, a like for like there would be bring in Ben Rama there. But he brought in Fornals, and I thought Fornals mostly his work rate and the tackling he put in was good. I thought Rice had distribution mind not too great, but my God, he cut out a lot of balls and won a lot of tackles. I thought he was good, but Souček probably for me would get man of the match.
Yeah, Luke, your final thoughts?
I would say that going into the next game, that starting 11 is probably what I want to see again. The only issue is that left side. So who do you play? Cornet, Ben Rama, maybe Antonio or Fornals. That's where you sort it out. Also, as well, our left back in Cresswell, who I probably think is our best left back in a flat back four, is still susceptible. So that's our problem area. But no, happy days. I'm happy with that. Let's go again. We should beat Fulham. Off we go.
Hopefully now this is the turning point, and hopefully Moyes sticks to roughly the same lineup as what we've seen today. Doesn't make too many changes next week at home to Fulham, and I think we can start getting it going now. As Graham said before he went, now we've got Fulham, who are an informed side at the moment, but we can beat them at home. They've lost Chalobah and Mitrovic today, injury and suspension, which is massive. And then we've got Bournemouth at home. We should be beating them quite comfortably, so we just need to keep going now, and hopefully we can get back to some sort of form. But yeah, positives from today. Not all positives, but I'm sure, Kieran, when we were sat here 3 hours ago, you would have taken what we've just seen.
I would. I wanted an improved performance. Obviously, we wanted the 3 points, but you needed an improved performance, and it was. I say it's not there yet. It's not perfect, and but it was so much better. There was a little bit more energy in Souček, Bowen, and Kera was good. And I think, this is a bit more like it. And I reckon once Paqueta does settle in and gets it, and everyone gets used to playing together, and Scamacca and that, we're going to give a side a hammering. We're going to stick 4 or 5 points to team. It'll happen. I agree, we'll all be on that score sheet. So
it was just gaining this start, and hopefully we can keep going and just not look back now. But thank you everybody for watching. This has been our West Ham unofficial match review of West Ham United 2 Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, was Wolves looking trouble? I think Large could be in trouble, and the usual suspect says it here. I fancy the Wolves manager is on his way out pronto. I don't think he's got much time left, to be honest with you. But God, they were poor. I'd be worried if I was a Wolves fan right now. But happy days. We've got the 3 points on the board. That's all we needed from us on West Ham unofficial. Come you guys, enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening, the rest of your weekend, because West Ham United have won. Thank you very much. Thanks to Graham, Lawrence, Kieran, and Luke for coming on.
All right, cheers. Catch you later.
And we'll catch you soon right here on West Ham unofficial. Come you guys, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye, and hello James, and goodbye James. Bye bye.